You know what truly bothers me about these near-death experiences? You know what makes me wonder about these near-death experiences being what I'm going to postulate? Because of woeful contradictions. They contradict with one another. One person sees something or is told something in a near-death experience, and somewhere else, another person is told something totally contradictory in another near-death experience. If these were true spiritual experiences of an objective reality, they would form a bigger picture. They would form a vision of a bigger picture of the big picture, but they don't. The Hindus, those who believe, or the Buddhists, whatever, that group of religion, say near-death experiences are an illusion. Create the light at the end of the tunnel, the brilliant, transparent light, comes from within you. It is not some God outside your body, but it's all an illusion. Whatever you do when you die, do not go into the light. It's a trap. It's a trick. It's a sweet deception. If I go into the light, I'm going to have to be pulled to the light instantaneously. I read somewhere in a book that if you have a near-death experience, if the light comes to you immediately, that's truly God. But if the light does not come to you immediately, it's a counterfeit. Now, as we know, the devil likes to tell truths when he tells us lies. So, I'm thinking, if you're a true Christian and you die, immediately you're in the presence of the light, God, Jesus. But if like Howard Storm, Dr. George C. Rich, and all these people, they wander around on the earth or go to hell before they see the light, that lies to counterfeit Christ. You notice when Don Piper in 90 Minutes in Heaven died, immediately he saw light and he was in the presence of heaven. Not Howard Storm, not Dr. George C. Ritchie. But what terrifies me, since there was no Exodus out of Egypt, no Adam and Eve, I'm fighting gnawing doubts. Is Jesus real? Did he really die on the cross for our sins? Was he born of the Virgin? Was the historical Jesus, or the historical Jesus and the spiritual Jesus one and the same? Was it? My grandma saw the death angel one time. She was in a friend's house. They lived in a house where my friend, an old woman, told grandma that the people who lived in that house were so wicked. There's an evil residue here, evil spirits. But she trusted in God. She didn't let them bother her, so they couldn't hurt her. Well, Grandma was visiting her one night, and they were sitting at the kitchen table, and Grandma was looking out the front door from where she was seated, and she looked up, and there was a man dressed in a white robe. But it was the look of his eyes that gave him away. The look of death. When her dog had gotten hit by a car, she remembered that look in the dog's eyes. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. This man had the same look in his eyes. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. But he was dressed in a white robe. The sweet deception of death. Come to you in a white robe. Once you go through that light, you found out. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. And as the Buddhists and Hindus say when you have a near-death experience, first you go through the barrows. You go to heaven and hell first. And if you can call bullshit on that and realize it's just an illusion, next you go to the other end. The opposite. If you went to hell first, you go to heaven. If you got bullshit on that, you see the light. The crystal clear light. And he is the God you believed in. But if you call bullshit to that, because it's not really. It's really coming from your own self. It's really you. That light is you. A projection of yourself. And if you call bullshit on all that, you get to go to Nirvana. You don't have to be reincarnated. And keep in mind, if you're reincarnated, you don't necessarily come back as a human being. You come back as an animal or tree. In fact, there was this Buddhist teacher. He said, if you die, the chances of you coming back as a human being are the same as a turtle coming up in an infinite sea. And when he comes up, his head... Okay. The man said the chances of coming back as a human being are as if you threw a small hoop in the infinite sea and you got a turtle somewhere coming up. The chances of that turtle coming up and his head going perfectly through that hula hoop on top of the infinite sea are the same chances you have of coming back as another human being. But I'm wondering if this is just humanity's way of dealing with the finality of death. What you call, whether or not you call bullshit on these near-death experiences, on your experience in hell, your experience in heaven, your experience before God, eventually you go to Nirvana. And what is Nirvana? The darkness of death. Nothingness. No reincarnation, because you can't go back if you're out of existence. I still believe in Jesus as Lord, but I'm having my severe doubts. And God's putrid, from what I've seen from God and Jesus and Christianity, God is putridly failed. God is failing me. Not putridly, personally, but is it really God? Or is it just mine? I'm making of my own imagination. Is it really Jesus in my life? Or is it something else? But I see where God and Jesus and Christianity has putridly failed. Christianity, especially in America, is a putrid failure. It's a goddamn joke. I'm disappointed in God and Jesus. I still believe in them, but I'm disappointed. These near-death experiences are putrid failures. I just want to live life and have a good time and rock and roll. I want to rock and roll. I want to go out and talk to them girls. I want to be rich. I want a fast car. I want my own private place in the woods. I want my own home. I want to be rich. Because face it, God, Jesus, you failed me. And fuck you.